Today we are going to talk about polymorphism in Java. This polymorphism is another essential concept in object-oriented programming. Now, polymorphism sounds a bit intimidating, but don't worry, it's actually pretty simple. The word polymorphism means many forms, and in Java, this polymorphism lets us use one interface or one method in different ways. So, basically, polymorphism lets us write flexible code that can work with different classes in a uniform way. Pretty cool, right? But why we are using this polymorphism? Polymorphism is useful when we have different classes with their own unique behaviors, but we want to treat them as if they are the same type. For example, imagine you can see here there is a person, right? But in different situations, for example, in the first scenario, he is a worker in the working place. In the next one, in the family, he may be a father or he may be a husband, right? And in the fourth scenario, he is doing shopping. He is the only one person, but in different scenarios, he plays different roles. Okay, this is the perfect example of polymorphism. So with polymorphism, we can do just that, making our code simpler and more flexible. And next one is types of polymorphism. Java has two main types of polymorphisms. Okay, the first one is compile time polymorphism, which is static, and the next one is runtime polymorphism, and it is dynamic. And this compile time polymorphism is also called as method overloading, and this runtime polymorphism is also called as method overriding. Okay, so now let's move on to the practical part. So first, try an example on compile time polymorphism. Okay, for compile time polymorphism, I want to create a simple class called calculator, and I want to add some numbers. It is method overloading, right? With the method overloading, we can create multiple methods with the same name but different parameters. Java figures out which method to call based on the arguments we pass. Okay, first try to add some code. Create public class. Calculate, and in this calculate, my keyboard is not working. Okay, first. So in this add, I'm declaring a method named add, and in this just create two parameters. I'm passing two parameters. Okay, and in this method just return the sum a plus b. Closing this method, and next method. This is also named add, but here we are passing three parameters named a, b, c, and in this return a plus b plus c. Okay, two methods and add one more method. This time just using double variables, so not int, double a, double b. Closing this method, and this one. So here we have three methods named add, but they are different because they take different number of parameters or different types of parameters. So if we call add method with a different types of parameters using different types of arguments, it will use different types of methods. For example, if we call add with the parameters passing 5, 10, then the Java will use the first method, this one. But if we call add of 5, 10, 15, then it will call, Java will call this method. And if we call the add method as add of 5.5 or 6.5 like that using double values, then it will use the third one. Okay, so to check this, just create a main method in a main class, public class main. So I'm creating an object for calculate class. Calculate, let it be CALC. Object name be CALC using new keyword. Okay, now object name dot method add of, first we pass the parameters for the first method, that means two integers, let it be some 3, 4. This is for first method. And the second one, for the second method we are passing 3 values, and the last third one is double, right? So for that some like 3.5, 4.6. Okay, now I'm closing this like this. Just try to save this. Save as main dot Java. There is already one file named Java, so I will replace that. Now open the command prompt. Java. Okay, here the main method is in main class, right? So this calculate is don't need to be public. Saving this and running the same. Okay, no errors. Okay, see here when we call the add method using two parameters, this method is called. So it returns the output 3 plus 4, 7, and then 3 plus 4 plus 9, and then 3.5 plus 4.6. These three parameters calls the second add method, and it calls the third add method. The output is as follows. Okay, this is about compile time. And next the another one is runtime polymorphism, right? So the runtime polymorphism is also known as a method overriding, and it allows a subclass to provide its own specific implementation of a method that is already defined in its superclass. So for this, imagine our animal class again. Okay, each animal might have a sound method, but the specific sound will be different for its subclasses. Like For your dog it is different, for your cat it is different. So we will override the sound method in each subclass. Okay. First create a class animal. Inside that sound method. Some generic animal sound for animal class. Closing this. And now I'm creating a child class dog of this animal class. Here I am using a annotation override, and then this sound method, same name as the method declared in parent class. And for dog, it has to print some woof. Oh, bow is common, right? Okay. And then I'm extending another child class cat. From animal. Here also I'm adding annotation, another method, the same name, and in this new church. And I'm closing this now. And now to test this, we need to add main, right? Public class main, and inside that main method, and here we are creating objects but in this we need to create the object for animal class but using the child classes constructors. Okay. Here my cat equal to cat class constructor, and then call the methods using those objects. First one is my dog object dot my dog object dot object name dot sound method. Second object is my cat dot sound. So I'm closing main method and plus. Okay, so let's save this. And one error, my dog dot sound cannot find symbol. Here it is. Okay, here I used the caps and here I used this. So I'm changing this. No errors. See, we create the objects of the animal class, but using different constructors, different classes constructors. So when we call the sound method using the MyDog object, it outputs the sound method, it calls the sound method in dog class. And when we call the sound method using myCat object, it calls the sound method in cats class. Okay. So even though MyDog and myCat are declared as animal types, they actually call the overridden sound methods in dog and cat, not the sound method in animal. This is runtime polymorphism because Java decides which sound method is used at runtime based on the actual object type, that is dog or cat. Okay. So, and that's the polymorphism in Java. So it's a great powerful tool that gives you a lot of flexibility when you are working with different types. And thanks for watching. I hope this made polymorphism a little easier.